NGO, non-governmental organization, play a crucial role in the contemporary world by advocating for a wide range of social, political, and environmental issues and providing essential service to vulnerable populations. NGO is a non-profit group or institution independent of government control that works for humanitarian or public good issue like human rights, environmental protection, or community development. Example of NGO, the International Committee of the Red Cross, humanitarian aid during conflict. Greenpeace, environmental advocacy. Amnesty International, human rights. Habitat for Humanity, housing of the needy. And World Vision, global development and child welfare. Global Economic Association, the WTO and NAFTA. The WTO World Trade Organization is a global organization that sets rules for the trade between nations worldwide, aiming to improve living standards and fostering sustainable development. NAFTA or North American Free Trade Agreement was a regional trade agreement that eliminated most trade barriers between the United States, Canada, and Mexico, but it was later replaced by the United States-Mexico Canada Agreement. Example, the WTO set global trade rules for almost all nations, ensuring free, predictable trade and settling disputes, while NAFTA was a regional agreement between the U.S., Canada, and Mexico that eliminated trade barriers to increase regional trade. International Monetary Fund or IMF, United Nations or UN. The International Monetary Fund focuses on global economic and financial stability, providing policy advice and loan to member countries to promote growth and manage balance of payment issue. The United Nations is a broad organization dedicated to fostering international cooperation to maintain peace and security, promote human rights, deliver humanitarian aid, support sustainable development, and uphold international law. Ang IMF daw kay to ensure the stability of the international monetary system and provide economic and financial support to member country. Dayon ang UN kay to maintain the international peace and security, fostering friendly relation among nations, and achieve international cooperation in solving problems of economic, social, cultural, or humanitarian character. Example, IMF agreement to share information and provide assistance to the UN, recognizing the UN authority in international affairs while also collaborating on initiatives like those related to climate change. Health, World Organization or WHO. Health, World Health Organization, a specialized agency, the United Nations, established in 1948 to further international cooperation for improved public health coordination. Example, in leadership in global effort to eradicate smallpox and combat COVID-19 by providing resource and technical support, setting standard of disease response, and coordinating international cooperation among government and partners to improve global health outcome.
Good day, everyone. Before we will formally delve into our topic, let me ask you one question first, and that is, when a disaster happens in one country, should other countries help? Today, we will be discussing the difference between internationalism and globalism. What is internationalism? So, internationalism is the cooperation and understanding among countries while also respecting a country's sovereignty. So, sa internationalism, it simply means nga ang pagtinabangay sa mga countries. Ang idea siya nga dapat mag-cooperate ang mga countries instead nga maglalis or mag-away. Mura siya kanang teamwork. So, here diri sa internationalism, ang mga countries nag-help sila sa each other para ma-solve ang common problem, ma-maintain ang peace, ug ma-improve ang living sa mga tao. And when we say globalism, it is the ideology that the world is interconnected as one system. Meaning, ang mga countries kay connected siya in terms of economy, culture, communication, and even technology. What happens in one country kay maka-affect sa uban. So one example kay ang COVID-19, wherein nag-originate or nag-start siya sa China. Pero tungod sa globalism, ang pagka-interconnected sa mga countries, very fast ang pag-spread sa virus. So ang globalism nagpakita jud siya nga ang world is connected as one system. And take note also, i-add lang pod nako nga kanang naay kalahian sa paggamit sa word nga globalization and globalism. Kay when we use the term globalization, it means the process. And when we say globalism, ang ideology siya nga ang world is interconnected as one system.
Okay, for you to know nga kung nasabtan mo jud nimo ang internationalism and globalism, I'll be giving some situations, and then you will identify if it is globalism or internationalism. First, several countries donated vaccines to the Philippines during the COVID-19 pandemic. Is it internationalism or is it globalism? It is internationalism, kaya it shows cooperation among countries. Second, McDonald's operating in countries all over the world, like the US, Japan, and the Philippines. Is it internationalism or globalism? So it is globalism, kay McDonald's brings similar menu items, branding, and dining experience to different countries. People can adapt to its food culture even though sa US siya nag-originate. Next, we have K-pop music and Korean dramas influencing Filipino fashion and entertainment. It is globalism, kaya it shows how Korean culture spreads across the borders through media, pop culture, and trends. It is globalism as it involves spread of ideas, culture, lifestyle, and even products worldwide. Foreign countries sent aid and relief goods to the Philippines after Typhoon Odette in 2021. So it is internationalism, kay nag-show siya og pagtinabangay sa mga countries, kay ang mga foreign countries nag-send og help ni Philippines para makarecover sa typhoon. Now let's delve deeper kung unsay sulod ni internationalism and ni globalism.
So here, internationalism. Again, ang internationalism kay ang cooperation sa mga countries while ginarespect gihapon ang ilahang independence sa mga countries. Meaning, magtinabangay ang mga nation sa politics, economy, and culture para sa common good or mutual benefit like peace and development. Pero they cannot control one another kaysa internationalism, they support each other instead nga i-control nila ang one another. So here in internationalism, we have the four types, which are the liberal internationalism, socialist, hegemonic, and the revolutionary internationalism. And let's know unsa man ni sila. Liberal internationalism. So the liberal internationalism is by Immanuel Kant. Kant says that there should be a government to prevent lawlessness, meaning he believed that The world will be more connected and peaceful if there is an international government. Kaya kung wala daw, the world will be chaotic. In liberal internationalism, peace and prosperity can be achieved when countries work together. So this focuses on governments and nations. The countries here build alliances, organizations, and government to prevent war. They also help each other in times of crisis and make fair trade possible. For example, ang UN or ang United Nations. Si UN kay usa ka international organization wherein magtinabangay ang mga countries. So through UN, countries cooperate for peace, security, human rights, and development. They also help each other in times of crisis like natural disasters or pandemics. Here, they also make agreements para ma-prevent ang wars. So ang UN nagpakita nga pwede magtinabangay ang countries for common good, which is part of the liberal internationalism. Another example is the ASEAN, or the Association for Southeast Asian Nations. Ari, ang mga Southeast Asian countries including the Philippines nagtinabangay. So they help each other in times of need. Just like for example, sa recent earthquake nga nihit sa Visayas part of the Philippines, in which it threatens the lives of the people, especially sa mga tao nga nagpuyo sa northern part sa Cebu. Si Singapore ni donate og $50,000, which is around 2 million pesos para tabangan si Philippines makarecover sa mga damage nga gikause sa earthquake. And that shows how countries can support each other for common good, which is part of the liberal internationalism. Now, let's go to socialist internationalism by Karl Marx. Marx rejected nationalism with an internationalism. Iyang ga-emphasize ang economic equality o gi-divide ang world into classes. So mo ni si capitalists or the owners and the working class or the proletariat. Sa socialist internationalism, ang idea diri kay dapat magtinabangay ang mga working class from kanang different countries or around the world para i-end ang exploitation ug makuha ang social and economic equality. For example, kaning First International Working Men's Association. Kani sila kay mga workers ni sila from different countries and they are formed para magtinabangay. Ang goal ani nila kay para maprotektahan ang rights sa mga workers and to end the exploitation and also to promote social and economic equality. This shows that socialist internationalism emphasizes cooperation sa mga workers across nations instead of focusing on nationalism or individual countries. Now, let's go to hegemonic internationalism. Hegemonic internationalism means that the world is being integrated on unequal terms. Kay naay usa ka nation or state nga dominant over the others. So this dominance can be economic, political, military. Meaning, ang usa ka powerful country kay makakontrol or maka-influence sa decisions, trades, or policies sa ubang countries. Instead nga equal cooperation ari sa hegemonic internationalism kay nag-involve siya og dominant power sa pag-shape sa global rules. For example, after the World War II, ang USA kay they became a powerful and establishes itself as a global leader. They influence the global politics. When we say global politics, sila na ang ga-take lead sa economy, sa security. Daghang countries ang nag-follow sa ilang decisions or policies. But napoy ubang countries nga ni-follow lang because of the pressure. So nganong internationalism man na siya? It is internationalism because even though one country is dominant, international relations and structures are formed across borders. Nag-create siya og global system nga gilad sa usa ka hegemon. When we say hegemon, it is a supreme leader. So basically, internationalism doesn't always mean equality. Hegemonic internationalism is a type of internationalism where countries are connected, but one country dominates the system. Lastly, we have the revolutionary internationalism. It is the belief that conflicts within societies are determined by international factors and alliance. Revolutionary internationalism is the belief nga ang problems or conflicts sa usa ka country dili lang gikan sa sulod, kundili naapektuhan pud sa actions, policies or support sa ubang countries. So, ari sa revolutionary, it is not led by governments unlike sa liberal and the hegemonic internationalism. Instead, it is about the group movements like mga activists from different countries. They unite and fight against existing system that they believe that are kanang unfair. So, it is considered internationalism because even though it is not led by governments, these groups cooperate across borders. Ang focus is on connecting the people, the countries, and to create change, showing international cooperation can happen even outside a formal government systems. For example, the RIM or the Revolutionary Internationalist Movement. So kani siya, it is a group of revolutionary organizations from different countries nga nagtinabangay para mo fight against systems nga ilang gituhuan nga kanang unfair. They share ideas, strategies, and they support each other to push for social and political change across borders. This shows that revolutionary internationalism, kay even without governments, countries and groups can work together for a common cause. Now, let's go to globalism. Again, it is the ideology that the world is interconnected as one system. The globalism promotes cooperation, open borders, and global governance. Si globalism kay nagpromote siya og integration rather than just cooperation. So kung moa na tag integration, it means ang paglink sa mga countries sa ilang system together. They work as one global network. The globalism also has four types, which are the economic, environmental, military, and the social globalism.
Hi, good day everyone. So this is still the continuation of our report, which is all about the global interstate system, and today I will be discussing about the globalism. Globalism is an ideology centered on the concept that events in one country can significantly affect others and that economic, social, and political actions should be taken with a global perspective in mind. It advocates for the interconnectedness of nations through cooperation, shared values, and mutual understanding. Okay, so I guess you have the knowledge enough about what globalism is. It's simply the interconnectedness of all the nations around the world. It is how we shared our ideas, our culture, and it is how we cooperate and even make conflict within each other. So basically, makaingon ta nga if kung unsay issue sa usa ka country is naa jud possibility nga maapektuhan ang lain-lain nga mga countries, and that's because we are all connected with each other, and that is globalism. Okay, so always remember ang globalism, it is the connection of all the nations around the world or globally. So it means nga wala na boundaries, kada country is naa nyo rito connection within sa lain-lain nga mga countries, and that is globalism. And now I will be discussing the four types of globalism. So we have here the economic globalism, the social globalism, military globalism, and the environmental globalism. So yes, let's start. Okay, so economic globalism. The economic globalism involves long-distance flows of goods, services, and capital, and the information and perception that accompany market exchange. Okay, so the economic globalism, it refers to the increasing of interconnectedness of the economies worldwide through trading or investment, exchanging of goods, services, and capital. And it also involves countries interacting and depending on each other economically. So the example are the international trade deals or the WTO. We also have here the multinational companies, just like that, and many examples. Okay, so for you to easily understand the economic globalism, it's simply the exchanging of goods and services from one country to another, just like that. Okay, so next in line we have the environmental globalism. So it refers to long distance transport of materials in the atmosphere or oceans or of biological substances such as pathogens or genetic materials that affect human health and well-being. Okay, so the environmental globalism, it refers to the worldwide actions and concerns on environmental issues that affecting ecosystem, climate, and sustainability. So example of this issue or this globalism is the climate impacting the weather, the seas, and biodiversity. We also have here the pollution, like mga waste, mga degradation, ingon ana. And I believe that one of the example of this of the environmental globalism is the COVID-19 jud no kay we knew that ang COVID-19 is nagsugod siya sa China. But then, na-affect siya sa lain-lain ng mga countries, nakatag siya worldwide, especially here sa Philippines, and many people were affected and died because ang issue sa usa is makatag na siya or makaapekto na siya sa lain ng mga countries, and that is one of the example of environmental globalism. Now we have the military globalism. Okay, so the military globalism, it refers to long-distance networks in which force and the threat of promise or force are deployed. Okay, so the military globalism, it refers to the international military interactions, alliances, and deployments. So it features first the alliances like the NATO, and of course the bases just like the US base in Philippines historically. We also have their operations, which is for peacekeeping and sometimes conflict, so like mga wars or mga disputes and ana. So yes, in simple definition, the military globalism, it is the international military interactions, alliances, and deployment. And the last one, we have the social globalism. The social globalism, it also includes cultural globalism and involves movements of ideas, information, images, and of the people who carry ideas and information with them. Okay, so the last one, we have the social globalism. Okay, so the social globalism, it refers to the worldwide connection in societies that affecting the people, culture, and interaction. So one of the best example jud ani is ang cultural exchange, like kanang mga foods, musics from other countries nga na-adapt nato, or ang kanang mga cultures from other countries nga na-adapt nato. O let's say for example, kanang mga K-dramas, o originally ang K-drama is from Korea, diba? And the more ta nga mo-watch ana, especially kita nga mga Filipino, the more nga mo-watch ta ana is the more nga ma-adapt na to ang ilahang language or ilahang mga inistoryaan ng mga samgyup nga, diba? Sa una wala dyan na here sa Philippines, but then kay lagi nag-globalize ang kalibutan, mas nag-advance ang technology and everything. So mao to daghan na kayong mga foods here sa Philippines nga from other countries jud, like kanang mga samgyup lagi ingon ana. And one of the best example pod is the network or the social media platforms where we can connect people through messaging, contacting, and ano. We can connect with people, especially our relatives from other countries or from far places. So we can message them, call them through the social medias lang jud, kay makakonect na jud ang mga tao no bisag unsa pa sila kalagyo because of the advancement of technology nga. Sa una wala jud sa una kay magpadala ra og mga sulat, but now very easy and very accessible jud kaayo para sa mga tao nga mo contact or maki-connect sa usag-usa, and that is the social globalism.